Welcome back to the simulation. If you have not seen chapters 1 and 2 yet, please watch those first. Links to both videos will be in the description. If you already saw it, then let's jump right into chapter 3. Harry found himself back inside the room he met Wade and Octavia. He found the other 3 people who were just slaughtered with him on the other side of the room arguing. Although he couldn't hear them well, he knew they were talking about him. "It was your fault we got caught, Earl," the girl snarled. "If you did not let him in with us, the killer would have found him and not us, but instead, you decided to play stupid." "Amaya, I asked him if the killer stopped chasing him," the boy with the gray jacket exclaimed. Harry could only assume that was Earl. "He said he got away." "Quit it, you two," the other boy chimed in. "Mistakes like these happen, alright? There's no need to blame each other here." "You don't have a say in this, Phil," Amaya snapped. "You calm down, okay? And you as well," Phil shouted at them both. He then spoke normally. "We'll have another chance at surviving. We always do." Harry felt himself enjoying watching this interaction between the 3 of them, despite the fact that they were talking about him. Harry thought he would bring up the question again to them, until a familiar voice behind him spoke. "Hey, Harry." It was Octavia. "How was experiencing your first, well, I don't want to say death, because death around here just takes us back to this place." They heard a grunt behind them. Wade was there. He must have just been taken back to this room. "Oh, he got you too," Octavia muttered. "I tried, okay," Wade said. "It's not easy to repair a generator while being hunted by a bloodthirsty psychopath." "Hey, now that you're both here," Harry began, "I just have one question, and this may sound weird, but just hear me out, alright?" "Ask away," Octavia encouraged. "Okay, do any of you remember recently anything that may have happened before arriving here for the first time?" Harry wondered. "Like, do you have some kind of general idea of how you got here in the first place?" Wade and Octavia exchanged looks. They hadn't thought about the outside world in what felt like a long time. Wade began first. "I don't really," he stated. "The last thing I remember was playing a game with my brother at night before I got tired and fell asleep. Now I'm here." Harry nodded as Octavia began to speak next. "I can remember a few things before this place. I don't really know what was the most recent though. I feel like I may have been here for a while." "Why do you ask?" "Well," Harry continued, "if everyone else has the same kind of answer, then perhaps we aren't dead. Maybe this is some kind of virtual prison, and we need to find a way to break the system." Wade and Octavia had puzzled looks. "Did you hit your head or something?" Wade asked. "I know I sound crazy," Harry said. "However, I do think we might be able to find a way out. For real this time." "What do you mean?" Octavia wondered. "Well, those generators power up the escape doors, right? So what if we crank the power up, like way past 11? Is that possible?" Harry suggested. "I've never thought about that idea before," Wade thought aloud. "Only question is how to overpower it." "That sounds like a great idea," Octavia began. "But we don't know what could happen if we do this. There's a chance it could kill us for good." "We have to try," Harry said firmly. He looked over at Wade. He nodded. "But first," Harry continued, "let's ask around. See if anyone else remembers anything before this place. If they are all relatively the same, then we'll know that someone was responsible for bringing us here. If not, then we tried, I guess." The starting chime began to ring. The 3 of them exchanged looks and nodded. "Let's do this," Wade said. Then, Harry found himself in a new area again. However, this time, he is prepared for what was to come. Hillary had no idea where to start. She just got Hope to come up to her room to speak privately. She felt nervous inside, but wasn't sure why. This isn't the first time she had this kind of feeling before, though. The only question is, will Hope agree to what Hillary has to say? "Go ahead, Hill," Hope said softly. "I'm listening. Tell me everything you want me to know. It will remain between us, I promise." Hillary took a deep breath to try and relax. She began to tell Hope everything she has been doing. She told her that at first she wanted revenge on the man who killed their parents, and for the past year and a half, she has been restlessly collecting any possible evidence leading to their murder. She continued to tell Hope how Harry was trying to talk some sense into her, but she shut him down, and when Harry wouldn't stop, she almost killed him, cutting his left eye out using their father's pocket knife that she had held onto ever since his death. Only after Neil too began to talk sense into her was when she realized that she has done terrible things to her family, friends, and everyone else around her, that she was so obsessed with revenge that she had completely lost her way and hurt a lot of other people, that this desire caused Hillary to become what she hated most. She continued to tell Hope that she feels responsible for Harry's disappearance and she wants to fix this by finding Harry herself. She has put the case of their parents aside and is now looking for her brother. "I need to find him," Hillary said. "We need to find him." Hope put her hand on Hillary's shoulder and reassured her that they will find and rescue Harry and that there is no need to dwell on her past actions. "We can't change what happened to our parents, but we do have a chance of saving Harry," Hope stated. "Whatever evidence you have, we will send to the police, and together, we will all rescue him." Hillary couldn't help but give her sister a hug, sobbing with tears of loss, guilt, and regret. Hillary has not felt this kind of comfort in a long time. As Hope hugged her back, Hope too began to have tears. This was such an emotional moment for the two sisters. They both knew that going down this road would be dangerous, but this was their brother, and they have to do something. The only question is, where do they start? "I don't think this will be enough evidence," Hillary mumbled, still calming down from such an emotional moment. "Well, it is a start," Hope suggested. "I know someone who may be able to analyze what we have. We'll see what we can do from there later. We'll head out tomorrow morning. I'll tell Noah that you and I will be getting our nails done. We'll bring everything we have." Hillary agreed. They hugged each other one last time before Hope stood up to leave. As they said goodnight to each other, neither of them noticed that Neil was listening from the other side of the doorway. As he heard Hope's footsteps approaching, he quickly turned and silently fled, and was not caught. It was a quiet night. A man stood alone in a security room watching through all the cameras on each monitor. These cameras were posted not around the building he was in, but rather inside of a beautiful creation. The man had medium-thick black hair, a pale skin tone, dark but clear blue eyes, a bandage across his nose, and a scar across his right eye. He seemed to be happy. He was enjoying what he was seeing. "Slake, sir, the simulation is running smoothly. All participants are behaving as predicted, except for one. Anything you want us to do about that?" The man in the center, whom was Slake, turned around, and he saw two of his employees walking in, reporting the conditions of the simulation and the building. The first, who was the one that spoke to him, was a man with a scratch across his eye received from one of the victims they caught. His hair was a mess, but he didn't seem to care. No one else was bothered by it anyway. The other was a girl with ginger hair and piercing green eyes. Most of her hair was left untied, yet smooth, but the rest of it was tied into a ponytail. "That will not be necessary, Reese," Slake replied. "The simulation is almost complete. Soon, our test subjects will become powerful, fearless, and unstoppable beings. Once the simulation is complete, they shall join us in our uprising. Our boss will be returning soon, and we will be paid for our hard work." He turned to the girl. "Pam, if you would inform the rest of us of her return, that would be much appreciated." The girl nodded and saluted to him. She then left the room at a quick pace. "I don't think I've ever heard Pam speak before, sir," Reese said. "The strong and silent type she is," Slake responded. "Her strength grows as we progress. We all do." There was a pause. "You should rest. You all deserve one. I'll stay here and await for her arrival." "I can keep an eye on our simulation progress, sir, if need be," Reese offered. "If you become busy handling business with her, I can cover this for you." "You can call me Aaron," Slake said. "And don't worry about the simulation. Like you said, It is in most efficient condition and is almost completed. I'll keep an eye on it tonight until she arrives. Now take a rest. You'll need it. Reese nodded. Thank you, Aaron, he said. They saluted each other before Reese turned and left. Aaron Slake turned back to the security cameras. He watched for a moment, and then he began to smile. Oh, poor Harry Wendt. No mother, no father, and the betrayal of your siblings. Torturing you like this. Much more fun than just putting a bullet into your head. You will now experience the pain, loss, suffering, and hatred that I once felt for you. That concludes Chapter 3 of Simulation. If you made it this far and you're enjoying the story, drop a like down below, and if you're enjoying the content I create, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Hope to see you again for Chapter 4.